hopefully they found it very, very helpful. I should also acknowledge that Councillor Ben Henderson from the City of Edmonton is joining us today, and his staff had said he's planning to stay the full day, so it's very relevant to even the City of Edmonton, what we're doing here and the conversations you all are having. But I'm really here, and with great pleasure, to welcome the Honourable Jason Nixon, Minister of Alberta Environment and Parks, sorry about that, Minister, and MLA for Rimbey, Rocky Mountain House, Sundre. And he's going to share some remarks on behalf of the Government of Alberta. I should say that the Minister is also the Government House leader, and for you that don't know that job, he's essentially the air traffic controller for everything that happens in the House, so he's an incredibly busy man, so we're thrilled that he's able to join us today and make these exciting announcements. So, Minister, please join us.
Well, thank you, Steve, first of all, for that introduction, and good morning, everybody. It's great to be here today. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here this morning, celebrating innovation and technology with like-minded, forward thinkers, and announcing some of ERA's latest and greatest projects. It's inspiring and encouraging to see so many clean tech innovators and investors gathered for this year's Spark Conference. Events like this one are so important, where we get leaders and experts together to share, learn, and dream up new ideas. Collaboration and cooperation are crucial as we progress into the future, discussing trends, looking at emerging technologies, and leveraging exciting new opportunities for innovation. Our government has said that technology and innovation are the key pathways to meaningful action on climate change and managing emissions. Our government fulfilled its campaign promise to repeal the carbon tax as our first priority, which paved the way for our new TIER program. Yesterday, I was proud to announce the Technology, Innovation and Emission Reduction System. Again, the Alberta government has delivered on its commitment to Albertans. Government spent months consulting with a wide variety of Alberta industries on this policy, which aims to fulfill our obligations to Albertans by balancing environment with the economy. This legislation not only marks the beginning of Alberta's new emission management program, it will also create the TIER Fund, which will support innovation and technology to reduce emissions and provide certainty for job creators. This TIER Fund will be used for innovation and cleaner Alberta-based technologies like new and improved oil sands extraction technology, and supporting research and investment in technologies that will continue to cement Alberta's reputation as an environmental leader. TIER will build on the province's long history of emission management and strong record on environmental, social, and governance matters. In recent years, environmental, social, and governance matters have become a major factor considered by investors and lenders when considering credit and public relation impacts on their portfolios. In Alberta, we must ensure that our industries are able to position themselves well in this new paradigm. By bringing forward TIER, a sensible, innovative approach to reducing emissions and protecting our shared environment, we're standing up for Alberta job creators and establishing a remarkable fund supporting the creation of clean tech worth more than $1 billion. Alberta is recognized for its world-class regulatory system, providing an efficient and predictable process for getting projects built. Combined with the strong entrepreneurial spirit of our province's industries and communities, environmentally friendly and economically sound projects are moving forward in Alberta every day. In September, Suncor Energy announced plans to invest $1.4 billion to install 2 cogeneration units at its base plant, reducing emissions by an incredible 25%. This is a practical example of the innovation and science that drives the oil sands and the types of technology our TIER system will support. The average emission intensity of a new standalone mine is 53% below the 2011 average for integrated mines and upgraders. From 2011 to 2017, the average emission intensity of an integrated oil sands mine and upgraders has decreased by 18%, and the average emission intensity of in situ facilities has decreased by 12%. Imperial Oil has pledged to reduce oil sands GHG emissions per barrel by 10% over the next 5 years. And Canadian Natural Resources announced a long-term target of net zero oil sands emissions. Our government has also committed $24 million over 4 years to establish the Alberta Indigenous Opportunities Corporation to support First Nations who want to move forward, being long-term strategic partners with industry and the government. And $1 billion has also been earmarked to support Indigenous investment in natural resource projects and infrastructure, including pipelines. On Monday, I had the pleasure of celebrating G4's new renewable gas project, which aims to distribute clean energy into homes, businesses, and industries connected to Alberta's natural gas infrastructure system. A renewable natural gas market in Alberta would support biogas producers in a number of sectors, from agriculture and landfill waste to wastewater and forestry. I'm pleased to see companies advancing the use of the abundant biomass resources we have available here right in Alberta. And I hope to see more work done in this emerging sector that holds significant economic potential for our province. This is just a glimpse at the countless examples of Alberta's status as a world leader in developing resources and promoting innovative, emission-reducing technologies, which not only attracts new investment, but also delivers Alberta's natural resources potential. My friends, you'd be hard-pressed to find any other energy-producing jurisdiction with stronger social protection for its citizens and rigorous environmental regulations. It's the same sense of social and environmental responsibility that is driving industry action here in Alberta, and why it is so important to get their input before we developed TIER. That's why we took the time to engage with stakeholders on TIER this summer. And one thing that we heard loud and clear, particularly from job creators, is they don't want Ottawa dictating industrial carbon pricing in Alberta. That's why we'll continue fighting in court to protect Alberta's jurisdictional control over natural resources while carrying forward with practical action on climate change. It's also why TIER is so important. TIER will help industries invest in pioneering, emission-reducing technologies and solutions that respect Alberta's unique character and keep businesses competitive for years to come, all without nickeling and diming Alberta families and without interference from Ottawa. Our industries have a strong reputation as leaders in innovation and technology, made possible in part by creative, resourceful, and forward-thinking organizations like the ERA. And today I'm proud to announce some impressive ERA projects that will create new and exciting opportunities for our industries and our economy. Today marks the launch of ERA's Natural Gas Challenge, which invites tech developers to share project concepts for natural gas industry. These project ideas can be at any stage: pilot, demonstration, scale up, or first of a kind. Eligible technologies can come from anywhere in the world, but projects must be piloted, demonstrated, or implemented in the great province of Alberta. The $50 million challenge will strengthen our natural gas industry and tap into the global market, a market that may be even larger than anticipated, as you heard about in yesterday's business case for Going Carbon Positive panel discussions. The Natural Gas Challenge will unlock innovation across Alberta's natural gas value chain, from production to distribution and all points in between. It's an example of extracting more value from our natural gas products while helping lower our carbon intensity. In 2018, Alberta produced 69% of the marketable natural gas in Canada, and Canada is the fourth largest natural gas producer in the world. And the value of our national net exports for natural gas was $6.1 billion in 2018. In 2017, Alberta emitted 35 million tons of carbon dioxide from natural gas production and processing. It's clear that a significant opportunity exists to improve cost competitiveness along Alberta's natural gas value chain and reduce GHG emissions. And this challenge will help us do just that. We also know that Canadian natural gas has a strong potential to help some of the planet's worst polluters get off energy sources with a higher carbon intensity. So we can reduce emissions here, and our natural gas products can reduce emissions abroad. Our Canadian energy has a real promise to reduce emissions from countries like China, but we need to continue to press Ottawa to help Alberta get our energy to market. We have the knowledge and the innovative spirit to help the world. Alberta can play a critical role in mitigating carbon leakage and global energy poverty, by accelerating innovation and technology through TIER and ultimately creating jobs, attracting investment, and ensuring the resilience of our natural resource sector. It's great to see the ERA putting more focus on this area in an effort to lower emissions worldwide. Steve will share the specifics of the natural gas challenge in a few moments. But first, I'd like to share some truly remarkable opportunities emerging in Alberta. In 2013, the ERA launched its Grand Challenge, a 5-year, $35 million funding competition to find the most innovative technologies that turn carbon dioxide emissions from a waste stream into valuable products. 2 winners have emerged from round 3 of the competition. Today, it is my pleasure to announce that the ERA is awarding $5 million to Mangrove Water Technologies and $5 million to Carbon Cure Technologies. Mangrove technology uses carbon dioxide to turn waste products from oil and gas operations into valuable chemicals. Mangrove will commercially deploy its technology at Canadian Natural Resources Limited mining sites right here in Alberta. They estimate an annual value of $450 million for services in the oil sands mining sector, with the potential to reduce more than 6 million tons of emissions per year by 2050 for a market-driven solution to a shared problem. This dovetails with our government's approach to creating jobs while lowering emissions. It's a reminder that the environment and the economy are not mutually exclusive. The next winner, Carbon Cure, is ejecting carbon dioxide into concrete to improve the process and performance of manufacturing. They will continue to scale up across the cement, concrete, and construction industry, targeting 180 plants in Alberta and over 1,100 plants across North America for commercial rollout by 2025. If successful, the annual emission reductions are estimated to reach 2.7 million tons per year by 2050 and could save a staggering 554 million liters of water annually. I'm also happy to share that Carbon Cure opened an office in Alberta after seeing commercial success with our province's concrete producers. Both Mangrove and Carbon Cure's technologies will create new markets. They will create new economic activity, and they will create new jobs through sustainable technology development and adaptation. They're prime examples of growing the economy without growing emissions. I'm very proud to see this Alberta-led Grand Challenge supporting bold ideas from around the world that will result in meaningful and measurable emission reductions, as well as jobs and economic growth in the industry as we develop and deploy technologies that we can sell to the world. Let us all show our appreciation to both of these award winners today. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for the successful Grand Challenge technologies and the new ideas that will spur from these projects. ERA's portfolio represents opportunities for both today and tomorrow. Some projects have immediate impacts in Alberta, creating jobs and reducing emissions before the project is even finished. These projects are exciting because they're tangible, with results that are quantifiable here and now. Alberta has a long tradition of climate action, with more than 2 decades of emission management programs and policies that pave the way for other jurisdictions. ERA has spent a decade investing revenues from industrial carbon pricing to accelerate innovation, clean technology solutions. The Alberta government is proud to work alongside organizations like the ERA who share our vision, promoting innovative technologies that will help attract new investment and diversify Alberta's natural resource potential. This year's Spark theme is doing more with less impact on what matters most. This is a very fitting theme, given the work that is currently underway by our government. The Alberta government is developing solutions that focus on using technology and innovation to reduce emissions from the province's major polluters, instead of burdening Alberta's families with a punitive carbon tax that is all pain with no environmental gain. We know that responsible energy development includes mitigating GHG emissions, but we also know that a sensible approach to emission management considers options beyond taxing families. I'm impressed by how many world-class clean technology innovators and investors are joined under one roof here in our capital city today. It's a testament to Alberta's leadership, and it sends another message to the rest of Canada and to the world that Alberta is open for business. I'm confident that you've had an engaging few days so far, and I wish you more meaningful and insightful discussion on the last days of Spark. In a moment, we'll play a video that will showcase the Grand Challenge winners, and in a minute, I'll pass things over to Steve. Friends, though, in closing, I want to be clear. Alberta's energy is the answer to many of the world's needs. In terms of energy poverty and carbon leakage, our environmental regulations, human rights, and governance standards far exceed those of the majority of other energy-producing nations. And we will regulate our industry our way. That's what TIER is about. It's what the ERA is about. And it will serve governments across Canada to be mindful of that. As Albertans and Canadians, we've all got a part to play in ushering in a carbon-positive future through innovation, sharing our expertise with the world, and bringing our best-in-class oil and gas resources to market. I challenge all of you here today to show the rest of the country and the world how it's done by deploying the fantastic ideas I've heard about over the past couple days and dreaming big about what's next. Thanks for having me.
For the past 5 years, ERA has been looking for the winner of the Grand Challenge. In 2014, we awarded 24 successful Round 1 projects with $500,000 in seed funding. Those projects synthesized CO2 into inert solids, useful chemicals, and even fuel. In 2017, we narrowed it down to just 4, which received up to $3 million each. Those winners have had the last 2 years to demonstrate a path towards commercialization and a 1 megaton net annual GHG reduction in Alberta. Today, we announce the winners of the final round.